Hey guys, what's up? It's Tim Hart, Van Dyke Mortgage Branch Manager right here in Fort Myers. So we're bringing a few different types of videos to you about cars. We did one already about the future of cars. The last one we just did was about buying a car as a teenager, or not teenager, but parents, right?
Yeah.
So got my man again here, Jason Labonte, Legendary Automotive. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Tim.
No, I appreciate it, man. So we're gonna get into me. I'm the dad. I'm 42. I mentioned in the last one, I look 41, but I'm actually 42. Is that I have now helped my kid buy a vehicle, or I bought it for him or whatever, or her for that matter. Be politically correct here.
Yeah.
I do have two boys and a daughter. But now they own the home, or they own the vehicle, and we need to get into the maintenance part of it. So I want to get into what they need to do to make sure it doesn't turn into a POS on the road.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
First, let's let them know, everyone out there, Legendary Automotive. I've known these guys for a while. They're over in Fort Myers, and tell them about yourself.
Yes, my name's Jason Labonte, here again with Tim from Legendary Automotive and Truck Service. And like he said, we're going to be talking about some of the things that we can do to keep that maybe new, used, pre-owned vehicle on the road. So
And saving money.
Yeah, and saving money. We'll definitely touch on some of the fuel saving tips and tricks that most people already know, but a lot of stuff that we forget, that if we use that stuff on a regular basis, it can really save up in the end.
Well, but this is also needs to be something that parents with 16, 18-year-old, those type of ages, that they maybe watch, and your kids will be able to save some money from this, or prevent from spending more money when things break down.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. So teenagers driving is already one thing. So if we can get them to save money at the same time,
right,
we're teaching and we're helping.
Yeah. Or even worse is they wreck the vehicle, and then we have to.
And then we're buying another one.
Yeah, right. Saving us money too. So let's start with just the basic maintenance thing. So my kid's right in front of you. Let's talk about what guidance are you going to give a person like that?
So the most important thing is, you've already purchased your son. You purchased your son his first vehicle.
Oh, can we stop real quick? In case you didn't see the last video, the pre-inspection.
Yeah.
Okay, so they do free, or not free, they do I didn't mean to commit you to that. They do pre-inspections, you guys. If you didn't see the first video we did, and you're buying a new vehicle or a used vehicle, they can do a pre-inspection for you. So that's already been done.
So you've come in, you've purchased your son a new used car. We've already done the inspection. He was happy with it, so he purchased the vehicle. Now during that pre-purchase inspection, we did find some things that we needed to address. So obviously Tim has already found a reputable repair shop that he trusts to send his children. We can say that. That's the most important thing, is the maintenance on your vehicle, whether it be your son's vehicle, who's a new driver, or your own vehicles. Everybody has their reputable mechanic that they go to. That's the most important thing. As far as your maintenance, that repair facility is solely in charge of telling you what you need to do as far as maintenance. When you go in for your scheduled oil change, say every 3,000 miles, that's generally the rule of thumb for an oil change.
Every 3,000 miles.
Every 3,000 miles, depending on the vehicle. Some new vehicles go 5, diesel trucks 7,500 miles. But that's a whole nother video for another day. When you come in for a scheduled oil change, to get your oil changed, your tires rotated, check your tire pressure and fill up your washer fluid, all the basic stuff that everybody gets done, you want to make sure that they're doing a courtesy inspection and a safety inspection. They're looking over that vehicle, and they're letting you know, hey Tim, the two front tires in your son's car are getting a little bit low. You're probably going to need some brakes in a few months in the back, and we would really recommend these fluid services. So we give you something to kind of chew on, and it's like, all right, well, my son's car is going to need some work. We can schedule that for a later time. As far as what our teenagers can do as far as maintenance is, I think that they should still be checking the oil when they put gas in it. I mean, that's something that I was taught when I was very young, and I think that we should still continue to teach our teenagers that, it's part of the responsibility to own a vehicle, right? They should know how to check their tire pressure at the gas station. They should know how to check their oil. they should know how to fill up their washer fluid and things like that. And that's the biggest part of maintenance, because if your son goes to the gas station, it's his second tank of gas, and he fills it up, and he's like, oh, he calls you, hey, Dad, check the oil, and I don't see anything on the dipstick, and I keep checking it, and there's nothing there. Maybe we should call somebody, or maybe you should come down and, show me how to put some oil in the car.
Right.
And as far as that goes, it's another thing that we offer too at Legendary is we do ladies car care clinics. We don't do like teenage boy car care clinics. We leave that to the dad.
I was just going to ask you that.
Right? But we do car care clinics that kind of show you the basics of some of that stuff. So because we really want to educate people. We're not trying to hold anything back from you. We don't want to hide anything from you. We want you to be right there with us when we're maintaining your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as I think we should really try and teach our kids that stuff. When they're at the gas station and the car's filling up, pop the hood, take a look around. If you see anything out of the ordinary, check the oil. If you see, some stuff that got chewed up by the squirrels in the neighborhood or something, you may want to call your reputable repair shop that you go to and, schedule an appointment, just have your vehicle looked over.
Do you pop the hood every time you fill up?
No.
I'm just curious. I gotta keep an eye out. Now I'm gonna be seeing everyone popping their hood.
Yeah,
Go out there.
I think it's rare nowadays.
I think just do it to look cool.
Yeah. It's like, wow, that guy knows what he's looking at.
Yeah, I would just look down.
He really knows what he's looking.
Yeah, right.
But I don't. I have to say I don't. But even my wife, I think it's illegal in the state of Florida for a woman to fill up her own gas tank. So, I'm constantly going to the gas station and kind of giving my wife's car once over when I fill it up, and I think we should teach our kids that stuff. I know I'm going to teach my children that, and I think it's a valuable asset to them
to learn about it,
to know,
right.
and I think maybe helping them save money in the long run is really what we're looking for. So really, looking at that oil change sticker on the top left-hand side of your windshield, that's an important piece. And if you know what you're looking at, when your mileage was for your last oil change, and that 3,000 miles from that point, you're going to need an oil change. If they're checking their oil in between and everything's good, great. But if we ignore that sticker and we're not checking our oil, that $4,500 used vehicle, and if the engine goes because we didn't properly maintain it, now you're looking at maybe a $4,000 or $5,000 repair.
Right.
And is it worth it at that point?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to have a sit down and then you're explaining how important it is to change your oil after it's already cost you
too late
$5,000.
Yeah.
Or more in some cases depending on the vehicle. So educating our children about maintenance on their vehicles is really going to help them in the future. When they go out on their own and they become an adult and they make these investments on these vehicles, maintaining them is huge.
Right. What about with tires? Is there anything that they can? What's the basic maintenance for tires? What should they be doing?
Our general rule of thumb for 90% of vehicles out there is every other oil change they should be rotated. So if we're constantly rotating our tires, and when I say every other oil change, if you've got a vehicle that goes 3,000 miles, that's every 6,000 miles you're getting a tire rotation. Some manufacturers might recommend an oil change every 5,000 miles. So then it prolongs it a little bit. So maybe in that case you might want to get a tire rotation every time you get an oil change. And when these tires are coming off and they're getting rotated, that reputable repair facility that you're going to, that's their responsibility to document what condition your tires are in, how they're wearing, how much tread life they have left. Are there any punctures? Do you have any nails in them? Things like that, and checking your balance and stuff on your tires. That's all something that your repair facility should be doing for you.
What's the rule of thumb for the tread? I remember, you always have a coin or something.
Yeah, the penny trick or something.
Is it a penny?
When you can't see when the head disappears or something in the tread, it's good. But when you can see the whole head on the penny, it's time for tires. That's such a old school kind of.
All right.
I don't even know what the measurement on that would be. We go by measurements,
right.
And I know that in the states that I've been in that have safety inspections, 230 seconds of tread on your tires is the legal limit. For a truck over 10,000 pounds, 430 seconds. We're talking not much tread at all. 230 seconds, your tires are essentially bald. Mm-hmm. And that's something noticeable. If you pull into a parking spot and you leave your wheels turned, you're going to look at your tires and say, hey, man, I got no tread on my tires.
Right.
You're going to notice that stuff right away. So right around the 5 to 430 seconds mark, we're recommending tires.
Yeah.
So that it's not a surprise. We don't want you to come in and say, hey, well, the times come your tires are bald. I know we didn't say anything the last 3 times you were in, but
Right.
you know,
Surprise.
you should always be expecting your maintenance. It should never come as a surprise to you. So if you're going to your family mechanic shop and they're reputable and you've trusted them forever, there's a reason that you trust them, because they let you know this stuff ahead of time. There's usually not a lot of surprises.
Gotcha. So like gas is the other big expense, besides car insurance, which I can get into that. But with gas, what can kids out there driving do, or even the moms and dads do to save money on gas and make it more fuel efficient?
There's a lot. I think there's a I forget what website posted it, but I think you can find it on the internet. There's like 20 tips and tricks that you can use to have the best fuel efficiency. And some of the bigger ones are, like rolling resistance, right? So tire pressure is a big deal. And people think, well, why is tire pressure such a big deal? If your tires are set to a certain pressure, that's to help the rolling resistance of the vehicle. So if your tires are low on air, there's that extra resistance that's put on the vehicle. It's costing you fuel mileage. The brand of tires that you're using. If you're buying the cheapest tires that you can possibly get, you're gonna be affecting your fuel mileage. They actually have tire companies out there now are selling brand specific tires that increase fuel mileage, and it works. Toyota Priuses have a specific tire that you need to put on them to keep the advertised MPG. So tire pressure is a big thing, and some stuff that you would really not think that you'd overlook, but people do, especially teenagers. They play hockey, they play football, they got all their gear in their trunk, it never leaves their car. It's like all that weight, and your friends, guys. I mean, you're carting your friends around, it's all that extra weight in the car. Have them chip in for gas because they're costing you money.
Yeah. Do you charge your heavier friends more?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have been broke back in high school. They would charge me all the time, man.
Yes, in
so weight inside a vehicle.
Yeah, weight inside the vehicle. I mean, if you've got you got your whole life and all your books and all your gym equipment and your hockey stuff, your football gear, like all that stuff, that's hurting your rolling resistance. And back to the maintenance thing. Dirty air filters and dirty fluids and things like that, those all put a resistance on the vehicle that are going to affect your MPG. So if your vehicle's got a dirty air filter, it's not taking in as much air as it needs to. It's harder for it to take in air. It's going to cost you fuel mileage. Mm-hmm. So there's a ton of tips and tricks. There's actually some really goofy stuff out there too. That I've seen people tape up the seams on their car to not let air go through the fenders and the headlight edges and things like that. But that's not anything that I would expect anybody to do. But keeping your vehicle properly maintained, the brakes too are a huge thing. People think brakes, they're there to stop the vehicle. That doesn't do anything with fuel mileage. But if you have brakes that are dragging on your vehicle, that's rolling resistance, and that's what cuts down on your fuel mileage as well. And for teenagers, younger generations that got student loans to pay, and let's face it, their fuel tank's probably never full, right? Uh-huh. They're going $10-15 at a time, maybe $5 at a time. That actually helps you, as crazy as it might sound. Filling up your fuel tank, that may be a 30-gallon fuel tank, it's all that extra weight. So if you're going $10-15 at a time, that's really might be saving you money in the long run.
So just saying you're broke, you can just be like, no, this is the
this is how I do it.
Like cover fire,
quarter tank at a time.
Right. Look it up.
It's some of those silly things that if that's what you're looking to do is get the optimum fuel mileage out of your vehicle to save you the most money. I mean, there's a lot of silly tips and tricks out there that help. Some of them might sound a little bit crazy, but they work. They're tested. So,
bonus question here. I'm driving around. It's on empty, which it happens a lot.
All the time.
Yeah, way too much. And I know people out there, it happens to them too. So, it's on empty, and, I'm kind of sweating it. Am I going to make it? So, I've always been like, well, you turn off the air, roll down the window. Is there anything you can do to, you get those last few miles to get in?
Just be easy on it.
Just coast as much as possible?
Just be easy on it, yeah. I mean, that this goes with saving fuel economy in the first place. If you're constantly running around town, full throttle, and, you're speeding and things like that, all these affect your fuel mileage. Going the speed limit is what the manufacturer bases its, MPG readings on. So if they're like, this vehicle gets 45 miles to the gallon, or this Prius gets almost 60 miles to the gallon, that guy that drives his Prius like he stole it, he's not getting 60 miles to the gallon. He's probably getting somewhere in the 30s, because of the excessive force he's putting on the gas,
Is there some requirement for people that drive big diesel trucks to floor it? And blow the what do they call it?
Rolling coal.
Rolling coal.
Yeah,
I've seen it a lot.
It's kind of like a look at me thing.
Okay.
And
is that all it is?
If I can have like 2 minutes to touch on that really quick, I think it would be great, because that's big on.
I think I hit a soft point here.
It's one of the things that kind of bothers me. A lot of people now are, the whole rolling coal thing is just like so cool. You see all that black smoke coming out of your truck. All that black smoke is money going out your tailpipe. It's just money. That black smoke is unburnt diesel fuel. So with how much diesel fuel costs and how big your truck is and how much it costs to fill that truck up, every time you floor it, and you've got the truck obviously tuned or deleted to be able to let that black smoke come out, or roll coal, if you would say, you're literally you might as well just roll your window down and throw your money out the window. It doesn't, you're not making more power. You might think you're looking cool and stuff, but you're just wasting money. But that's essentially what it is black smoke is unburnt diesel fuel. A properly tuned, high horsepower diesel truck will not smoke.
Gotcha.
So having the proper tune and stuff, and really doing your research and knowing what you're doing. You see people rolling coal all the time, and it's kind of just like a show thing. So
you coal rollers out there, get in and see Jason.
Yeah, man, you're wasting money.
Yeah, man, fix
Get the
thing.
right tune.
Yeah, stop rolling coal. Start rolling dough.
Yeah, that's right.
How about
that?
Right, yeah. All right. You got anything else, man? That was fun.
No, I think that's really it. I mean, we can talk about stuff for days. I got plenty more. He's going to have to invite me back here. And we'll
I see that. Well, you did great, man. Thank you. And then you guys, so that has been a series on vehicles. And make sure you check out the other two series or videos we did with Jason and I. Anything you want from me, connect with me. Website, timhartjr.com, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, you name it. My podcast, we're out there. So let me know if I can help you out. And then Jason, tell them where they can find you. I've known these guys forever. They do a great job.
Yeah, you can catch us on Facebook, and you can see our website, legendaryfl.com, or you can call us anytime, Monday through Saturday, 239-277-1004.
Yeah, and we'll put all your contact information in these posts as well, so they can get in touch with you. He's in Fort Myers, right across from the Edison Mall. So, dude, great job, man. Thank you, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it, man.
All right.
You guys take care. Thanks.